Hello everyone, we are Group 1. We are going to introduce the Platform Revolution, Chapter 2. We divide it into 4 parts. They are what and when, why, how, and who. Let's start.
How to start a great successful business with limited resources and manpower in very short time. The only answer is network effect. A network effect means that a product's value increases as the number of users grows. In the positive network effect, the business will grow rapidly and achieve great success. The network effect represents a new economic phenomenon, driven by one of greatest technological innovation of 20th century, Internet. In the industrial era, the early of 20th century, most of companies were operating based on supply economies of scale, focused on production efficiencies, tried to reduce costs by increasing produced quantities. For examples, Foxconn, world's #1 contract electronics maker, McDonald's, the largest fast food chain in the world, 7-Eleven, the global largest chain of convenience stores. These supply economies of scale give these companies a cost advantage that is difficult for the other competitors to overcome. In the Internet era, the early of 21st century, most of successful startups are being created by users, demand economies of scale. They are driven by efficiencies in social networks, demand and supply aggregation, app development, and other phenomena that make bigger networks more valuable to their users. They can give the companies in platform market a network effect advantage that is difficult for the other competitors to overcome. For examples, the world's largest taxi firm, Uber, the world's most popular media company, Facebook, the world's most valuable retailer, Alibaba. The companies control the interface between the consumer and the provider are in an incredibly valuable position. That is network effect. The network is where the profit is. Network effects turn firms inside out. Uber owns no cars, Facebook creates no content, Alibaba carries no stock. Their valuables are at the network. The estimated values of companies depend on the participate in their platform's network instead of their cost structures, capital, machinery, or the human resources. The value of firms turn inside out. The industries operate by different ways, too. There are always much more people outside firm than inside it. The management of human resources shifts from employees to crowds. Innovation shifts from in-house R&D to open innovation, which means that management of externalities becomes a key leadership skill. Growth comes not from horizontal integration and vertical integration, but from functional integration and network orchestration. The focus on processes such as finance and accounting shifts from cash flows and assets you can own to communities and assets you can influence. Network effects is the chief driver of economic value in today's world. In the world of network effects, users are the new source of competitive advantage and market dominance.
This part we are going to discuss why we need networks. Driving word-of-mouth recommendations. This is the essential reason for networking. The more people you know who know what you do, the more recommendations you will get. Successful businesses are built on referrals. Understanding market opportunities. Networking is a great way to broaden your thinking and to find new ideas, to find potential clients or see different target markets that you hadn't thought of. People you meet networking often can help you to identify new market opportunities you might not have thought of. Some people you meet may offer synergies with what you do. Finding suppliers. Networking is a great way to find the best suppliers and to build value for money relationships. Whatever sort of supplier you are looking for, whether it is an accountant, copywriter, recruiter, web designer, or insurance broker, you will come across them all in your networks. Finding suppliers that network often provides opportunities for two-way business. Getting new ideas and innovations, meeting other business people and talking about business is a fantastic way of learning new ways to do business. Every business is different and all business people have their own ideas. Finding out how people in other industries, other markets, or with different products get business helps you to generate new ideas and perhaps adapt other people's innovations to your own business. As we can see, that's the demand of economies of scale. Positive network is the fundamental source, made the frictionless entry almost without bound. The expansion depended on the size of the network. Thus we can find out the most important factor made the pie bigger. The chief driver is the network and how to create value. Next section we are going to introduce how network works.
The network effect represents a new economic phenomenon driven by technological innovation. David Sachs' picture shows us Uber's virtuous cycle. It shows how the value of Uber to each of its participants grows, the more people use it. And platforms need to provide matching service to fulfill the user's need. Like Uber provides matching service to help riders find drivers. Next is two-side network effects. In Uber's example, riders attract more drivers, and drivers attract riders. So some platforms will spend money to attract participants to one side of the market. Because if they can get one side to join the platform, the other side will follow. This can increase the value. This is two-sided network effects with positive feedback. Scoring a network requires that both sides of the market grow proportionally. Like Uber not only need drivers, but also need riders. So if we meet the problem that the Uber drivers aren't enough to provide services, Uber may recruit new drivers from among its rider pool. It is side switching. Therefore, this can balance both sides of the market.
Negative network effects, their cause and cure. One negative network effect occurs when the growth in numbers that enables more matches between producers and consumers also leads to increasing difficulty, or impossibility, in finding the best match. To avoid this dilemma, frictionless entry must be balanced through effective curation. This is the process by which a platform filters, controls, and limits the access of users to the platform, the activities they participate in, and the connections they form with other users. Brand effect and price effects have their place in a startup's growth strategy. Because price effects are short, they disappear the moment the discounts end. Brand effect arises when people come to associate a particular brand with quality. It is expensive and difficult to sustain. Another growth-building tool thought that's easy to confuse with network effects is virality. This is the tendency of an idea or brand to be circulated rapidly and widely from one internet user to another. But only network effects leads to the building of a long-lasting network of users.
In classic platform style, it performs a matching service. We take Uber for an example. It helps riders find drivers, and drivers find riders. As drivers sign on, a coverage density rises within the city. A number of striking growth dynamics are set in motion. Riders tell their friends about their service. Some even start driving themselves in their spare time. Wait time falls for riders and downtime falls for drivers. Less downtime means that the driver can make the same amount of money even if fares are lower, because he has more riders during the same number of working hours. Therefore, less downtime means that Uber can cut fares and stimulate even more demand, which creates a virtuous cycle that increases coverage density still further. So we can extend this example to other cases. For Airbnb, it helps the tenants find the most suitable homestay for them. For Netflix, it helps the users find the movie they might love. For Taobao, it helps the buyers find the commodities they may need. And the users start to tell their friends about their using experiences. More and more people started to use these platforms. Also, more and more suppliers, such as the landlords, the film companies, and the sellers, registered on the platforms. We can see that how the value of these platforms to each of its participants grows the more people use it, which attracts still more users, thereby increasing the value of the service even more.
Network effects are not only applicable to large global companies. There are a lot of successful examples in local niche markets. For example, Tutor ABC, a premier provider of live synchronous e-learning services, offers live online interactive learning English instruction, customized vocabulary and sections by professional consultants. There are more than 30,000 consultants from around the world working in the platform, teaching more than 180 million students, especially in the Chinese market. They connect teachers from around the world to local students and try to connect local teachers with students from around the world. In the recent decades, many people in non-Chinese speaking areas want to learn Chinese. Tutor ABC has noticed this and prepared to develop it. But this is also a great opportunity for all of the Chinese speakers on the internet platform. The other example, 104 Job Bank. It has established the most efficient network effect platform for the hiring companies and job applicants to match their job demand and needs. 104 Job Bank focus on recruitment service in Taiwan market. They are premier platforms with network effect in their industry and achieving an insurmountable market share advantage. Both companies have reached great success. Establishing an internet platform with network effects is definitely not only for large global companies. It should be the key of success for new startups. Focus on special services or products. Major in the niche market. Start from the local area. Establish your own internet platform with network effects. How to start a great successful business with limited resources and manpower in a very short time? The only answer is network effects.